Anna, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to be here.
Happy to be here. Great. Well, we did Códica, and I wanted to know how you feel before we start Códica.
I felt very overwhelmed with just, my roles as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, and my own person. I felt that at times life felt very heavy, that I couldn't really figure it out, how to move forward, or if I was making the right decision, if everything was going well. I felt a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty with my life in general. But, it wasn't like I was in bad shape, but I just had a lot of, I just felt like I needed something. But I just didn't know why until I met you and you mentioned it, and I wanted to give it a try.
Great. And what do you learn? Because it is a training. So why you learn about Códica and this process?
Well, I learned that I needed to do the work. I needed to really be present to everything that we had discussed, and really, do the homework, and really give myself the opportunity to the experience. I felt like the most I learned was how to shift how I saw or how I associated myself with love and suffering and all the things that came up in the evaluation when we did the evaluation, and those things really resonated with me. And so I felt like I really changed how I saw. And once I changed how I saw love, then my relationship with will and value, I was able to just, in a way, put a lot of stuff at ease. It didn't have to be so hard. I think I was maybe complicating it too much for myself without really knowing. But sometimes, you think you're doing, what you think is right, but with a little bit of help, I think, for me, in this case, Códica, I think it helped me go through it with a lot more peace.
Wow, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Exactly. And what are the tools? We're using few tools. What is the tool that really works for you?
The tool that really worked for me was the phrases that we talked about. A lot of the phrases, for example, when we discussed love, we came out with a phrase, love is a benefit, it's not pleasure, And once I was able to put that into my day-to-day life, I was able to break from having to oh, I'm doing it for somebody else. This is for somebody else. I would get really upset about it, and now I would do all these things because, even if it's me and even if it's my family, and I would repeat the phrase, and that would bring me down from a place of wanting to get frustrated or angry or upset. So those phrases as a tool were key for me, because I was able to constantly use that when I felt like I was being in a way taken advantage of, or oh, I'm doing too much, so the phrases did
The phrases,
of
course, the phrases did. Let's go to qualified. I like numbers, I like results. So 1 to 10, 1 or 0, we are in the best place, and 10, are stressed and anxious and all the things that you're talking before. What number you are?
No, I would say I'm in between a 2 and a 3, because I feel like I'm still learning, and I'm still using these skills. And I feel because there was 1 week where I didn't do my homework, and I felt all of those feelings coming back again. And then obviously you called me out, and I went back and did the homework. And I feel that yesterday, just the difference in my mood and how I was seeing my life, I think is, and it's only been a month and a half of this work that we've been doing. And I feel like it's the kind of work that, it needs to continue, even though, we might not see each other every week, I'm sure we'll do some sort of like maintenance thing, you know, but I feel like I have the tools now and I can use them, and that will keep me on track and just, you know, with day-to-day stressors. So I would say like I'm in between a 2 and a 3 now,
That
which
sounds
was
good.
like a lot better.
Yes,
A lot better than before.
Yes, that sounds good. You give me an A. So
An 8, yes. Oh my God, I have forgotten about that. Oh my gosh, I have tried traditional therapy in the past, you know, and you know, like talk therapy, but this is different. I feel like, you know, once you discuss every section that comes up for you as an individual, you know, through the evaluation that you do at the beginning, I feel like you hold yourself accountable, and so like that on itself, you know, like, because you're already targeting areas of your life specific to you, I think it's a lot more, you kind of have a focus. So it's a lot more effective than anything that I've tried before. And those phrases of, you know, in the sounds and you know, everything that we did, I feel like it's just like a different process. I think it happens faster. You're able to identify and resolve and work on the things that you know that you need more. And it's just like a technology that, and I don't know how old it is, but I feel like it's just so complete. It targets things in your brain, you know, through the music and the sound, not the music, but the sound. And the way that you arrive to the cause of your emotions and your suffering, I think you're able to resolve that in such a short time, you know. So I want to say that, you know, I would recommend it highly to anyone that has tried different things, or is just like willing to just like give themselves the place to try something good for themselves, for their well-being and their mental health. This is one technique that has worked for me. So that's all I can say. It has worked for me.
I love it. I love it. It works for you. Yes.
And of course, you've been amazing, and I have recommended to everybody, because you just have this positive attitude, and your energy is amazing, and you listen, and you know, like anything, like if I had to do a cancellation or change of time, you've always been there. Like it feels like, you know, even though you have a lot of clientele, like you've always just been there for me. I feel very like, you know, a lot of gratitude for you, for having you in my life.
Thank you so much. I was a pleasure for me, because treat a colleague is another achievement, and I really enjoy it, and I love the result too. So thank you for trust on me and Códica, and thank you for this testimonial, because it's amazing. I like to hear all what you said. So
no, yes, thank you for choosing me.
Yes. Okay. So we keep in touch. We're gonna have.
Yes.
Yeah.